Oh boy, what have they done to my lawn? No, it's not my lawn. This is just the parking lot, the truck, the big pile of wood I have to deal with at some point. Yeah, all right, well, where have I been? You're probably wondering, it's been what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks since a video? And even the last video I had was a where am I video? I have been very busy, very busy for two reasons. One is work. Well, they're both work, but one is I'm basically changing the way I'm doing business. And, well, that's a huge project, but I'm not going to talk about that because there was another project, a mainframe project. And, well, it's taken up my life for the past 3 weeks. So let's take a look at it. That tire shows some weight, doesn't it? Let's get up into the truck. Let's try this without killing myself. All right, well, we got a bunch of boxes. We got an IBM desk, a console desk. This is pretty cool. Some electronics in there. A little shrunk wrap up. And then a big white box with power cables and things in there. And a 3270 type terminal with a gigantic keyboard that must be worth $18 million. And another box. And another box that has a very nice front panel. An even nicer front panel. Yes, this is what has been taking my time. It's an IBM 3148, which is, of course, a System 370 Model 148. Ignore the cyber in the background. Oh boy, what a tale. This thing was a true rescue. So let me tell you about that. The names will not be given to protect the innocent, or whatever they used to say on Dragnet. Names and identities will be changed. Anyway, about 3 weeks ago, it was, I believe it was a Sunday night, I get an email, fairly late, from a guy that I guess I knew of. I didn't really know him, but, you know, I heard his name from somewhere. System 370 available. Well, that's an interesting email, isn't it? Of course I'm going to follow up on that. And so we emailed a little bit, called, and they had a phone conversation, you know, within the hour or something like that. And basically he was in a deal to go and get this machine from Oklahoma. This was in Oklahoma. And the deal wasn't going well. It had been stretched out way too long, and he had to bail. I think he had to bail because he didn't have room for this, I think. You can see, yeah, this is big. This is just the processor here, and it's big. So, you know, maybe he got some flack from the wife. I don't know, but I think he just didn't have a good place to put it. And time was running short. Very short. Essentially, the history behind this machine, let's talk about that, is this was in Oklahoma until fairly recently at a bank, always at a bank, and the CE that used to care for this machine back from, I think, the 77 to about 83, 77 to 83, took care of this machine, this specific machine. This was one of his machines. And when the bank decided to, I guess, upgrade, but get rid of this machine, he bought it at auction. That's pretty nice because, hey, he's the one that decommissioned it, so it probably got decommissioned properly if he was planning to buy it, which he did, and he took it home and put it in his garage. I don't think he did anything with it, though. I don't know. Well, sadly, I think the CE has passed on, and the family wants to I'm making a little bit of a guess here, but I think they want to get rid of the property, sell the house, get rid of things. So this machine went up for sale. And the original buyer, the man who emailed me originally, they cut a deal. And this thing was supposed to get shipped out. Put onto a truck and shipped out. Well, the deal didn't happen. It kind of, at the very last minute, basically, I think, kind of the very last week, it fell apart. And the seller, who is the CE's son, well, he wasn't too happy with that and laid down an ultimatum. On the following Friday, the panel was going to get taken off and the machine scrapped if it was not removed from the garage, paid for and removed from the garage. Well, it didn't happen. Well, at least it didn't happen for the original buyer. So he contacted me, and I then got the information, got some pictures and all that, and called up the seller. That was a little bit of an uncomfortable phone call because it was very clear the seller was just absolutely at his wit's end dealing with this deal that was just falling apart, or had really fallen apart. He was angry, and I guess rightfully so, because the deal just went on forever. So we talked, and I got the same ultimatum. Machine's got to be paid for and picked up by that Friday. So what is that? 6 days, right? Sunday night till Friday. Well, it's more like 5, really, if you really think realistically. I could decide the next day, that Monday, if I could go for this. And, well, we left it at that. I had a lot of thinking to do, and, well, I did that thinking and decided, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Somehow we'll get this working. So, yeah, called on Monday and beat out a deal, a new deal. The old deal was pretty much null and void. It kind of got passed on to me because the original buyer knew he couldn't fulfill it. So the next phone calls, and there were quite a few phone calls as I gathered information and such like that, were much better. And, you know, I don't blame the seller for being just, you know, really exasperated. He later apologized, and hey, that's fine. Once he kind of figured out that I'm not a goofball, you know, I shouldn't say goofball, but I was serious that this is going to happen. He very much lightened up and relaxed the deal quite a bit, but still, the machine had to go. The machine had to go. The machine had to get paid for. The Friday deadline did get moved to, well, basically Wednesday, I think, Tuesday, Wednesday the following week, which was, of course, Thanksgiving week in the U.S. here, holiday week. That complicated things, first of all, for banking, you know, so I could cut the checks, you know, cut a down payment and then cut the second half, basically. And also, the shipping companies don't really do a whole lot of business because a lot of the drivers are, well, they're taking vacation time to be with their family and such like that. So, yeah, the not many trucks. You know, some, but there's a huge amount of competition in this. You know, maybe if I paid extra money, I could get a truck. So the deal got pushed off until the next week for pickup. You know, I did end up paying for in full. I think what, Monday? That Monday after Thanksgiving. So yeah, the machine was mine. It's just I had to get it out of there. Well, I had called up my favorite trucking company, McAllister's, and they did a wonderful job. Yeah, the driver they sent this time was a really good guy. Yeah, I got a blanket shipped. No, it's not. The blankets are gone now because I had to take the blankets. They left me one, but that's cool. I got plenty of blankets. And yes, when I move this back into the dock, I will, of course, strap and blanket things, but right now it's just getting into the truck. So, yeah, the seller and I worked out a deal. The restrictions were loosened a bit for shipping time, but it still had to happen, and hey, it happened. And I have to thank a lot of people. Well, first of all, McCullisters for doing a good job, and the driver and McCullisters. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. Let's see, I have to thank the man that realized he couldn't finish the deal and pass it on to me. I very much thank you with this. This is kind of like a peach dropped in my lap here. I didn't know about this machine. I don't think anybody knew about this machine. I don't even know how this original buyer knew about this machine. Although he's an IBMer, so maybe he had connections. I don't know. Maybe he knew the guy. I don't know. And I really have to thank the seller for realizing that this thing could have been turned into scrap. Yeah, there's gold here. Yeah, not super amounts, but yeah, it could pay for you know, nice Christmas presents for people. And of course, he knew that the panel is worth money. You know, these panels are worth money. So yes, I have to thank him for not scrapping the thing, and he did a wonderful job of kind of prepping up the machine, finding all the panels because they were apparently scattered around the garage, securing things, getting all the books. And yes, I did get, you can see there, the big blue binders and the banners in there somewhere. You know, the aluminum banner that goes across the top. Yeah, you can see these are all connecting bits of metal and stuff like that. The microcode discs are in here because, like I said, the CE that cared for this machine knew how to decommission it, and he knew that you don't have that floppy, you've got a brick. So yes, the disc is in there, and I believe it's a 33 FD, which will make it easy to read and duplicate. He did a great job. Very nice man. His father's toy here is in a good place. And as soon as I can get the truck back into the dock, yeah, the dock is kind of screwed up right now. I actually got the truck stuck yesterday in the dock because of all the water, the gravel, kind of quick gravel, I don't know, but the tires spun in, and I actually had to get winched out. So there's a big hole in my driveway, or in my dock. So, yeah, I'll have to deal with that. So, this machine will be eventually, very hopefully soon, going into the actual building. Because, yes, it is winter here. You know, the truck is tight. There's no problem with the truck here, but it belongs inside. So, am I going to do anything with this machine? Well, of course I am, but not yet. I've got so many projects right now. The ES9000, I've got to finish that. You know, the Bendix, yes, that's kind of stalled because of, well, the drum issue. But the ES9000, I have to get back on that wagon and get that working. That should be a fairly easy machine to get working. This is, I don't know. This is going to be a big project, no doubt about it. This does not use SLT. It uses basically ICs. They're kind of like TTL, but yeah, they're still in those aluminum can type chip things. So not as finicky as SLT, more like just plain old TTL, but this whole cabinet is crammed with cards. So yeah, it's thank God I've got the big blue binders. So yeah, the motor generator I'll have to be taken apart and all re-lubed. That's this thing here. And yeah, that's the good thing is I think a lot of the 370s that are in captivity don't have the motor generator because, you know, it's a brick and it's got a motor and it's got a generator. It's not entirely a sexy device here. So I think a lot of the motor generators didn't get saved. This box here is just the power supply. So everything kind of links together, not only with cables, but physically links together. The desk connects to the front, there's my finger, and then this box connects with that. So you get this big sprawling machine. when I do have it inside and when I have room, I will do a proper video about this. Kind of the show and tell and bragging. I'll do a proper video where I can actually get inside and open it up and show you what it's like, because, yeah, this is a very typical IBM, overbuilt to the hilt, basically. All right, well, now you know what I've been up to. A huge project. I have been basically I have sold so many 6SN7s in the past 3 weeks or so. Kind of my mine of 6SN7 tubes is very depleted, but yeah, I had to raise a bunch of cash because I didn't want to dip into savings. I really didn't want to dip into savings, and certainly I did. However, I still have a $5,000 shipping bill to deal with. Yes, McCullister's is expensive, but you get what you pay for. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to. A 370, a real one. It's got a panel. I think this might be the last big IBM that had a real panel. Yeah, because they all of a sudden went to the big brick mentality with, yeah, I have a little panel. But no, this has got a full panel, and, you know, with all the things, you can even has a little thumb thing there, so you can get it even more functions. This is more or less a CE panel here. That's why you can needs oil. That's why you can close it. But yeah, hidden panel. Lots of IBMs have hidden panels. All right. Well, hope you liked the video. I shall be seeing you soon, hopefully. Gotta get to that dock and get it fixed. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. Might make a video on it. I don't know. Get some advice. Of course, I have to make tons of money to pay for the shipping bill. No, the Patreon account is there, but I haven't officially opened it yet. Yeah, I still have a few patrons, and yeah, I'm close to the goal where I'm going to make the official Patreon announcement. But yeah, not quite yet. Not quite yet. All right, well, hope you liked the video. Leave a like, maybe leave a comment, share it around, I don't know. You can follow me on Twitter, Uniservo on Twitter, where I announce videos and other foolishness. All right, well, there you have it. I'm finally part of the 370 club. This is a real one. I don't count ES9000s or 4300s as real 370s because they don't have panels. All right, guys. See you later. Bye now.